see if this is working alright or not. You know me, I always worry when I start streams. Okay. Sounds good. So, hi. This stream took entirely too long to try to download. What I mean is, I was going to stream a lot earlier. And then I realized there was an update. A big update. So, yeah, I've been doing the update. Oops. Alright, so I wanted to try and stream some ESO. Let's see what time it is. 10:07. Alright. I've only played this game like a couple of times. I unfortunately tend to get distracted by other games like Final Fantasy XIV or Star Wars The Old Republic or Wizard 101. I don't know, I kind of feel sort of out of my elements playing this game, but I still want to try to play a little bit more and get more used to the game. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to try to do tonight. Hopefully I won't get disconnected, because this game likes to disconnect me, I noticed, when I'm using my mic. So I'm going to try to go with a female character. Let's see. We got, let's see, I might go randomizer. What race do I want her? Anyways, let's see. Or alliance, I should say. So the... Let's see. With the Aldmeri Dominion, believing only they can counter the threat to Tamriel, the elder races have founded the Aldmeri Dominion. High Elves, Wood Elves, and the feline Khajiits have formed an alliance of mysticism, cunning, and ferocity. Okay, so there's that alliance. There's the Ebonheart Pact. The Ebonheart Pact was forged in war when Eastern Tamriel was invaded by the Akaviri. I feel like I'm echoing. I turned my personal sound down. Hopefully that helps. The Nords of Skyrim, Dark Elves of Morrowind, and Free Argonians unite to oppose them. The pact endured and confronts new perils as one. Alright. Then there's the Daggerfell Covenant. Surrounded by enemies, the Bretons, Redguards, and Orcs of the Iliac Bay have united to form the Daggerfall Covenant. They fight to protect their people and, if possible, to save all Tamriel from the dire forces that threaten it. Okay, what is a Breton? That's kind of what the Bretons look like. Oh, let's see what some of these races are before I even decide to pick which one. So, High Elf. The racial skills of the High Elves reflect their magical affinity by increasing their weapon and spell damage, resource recovery, base magicka, and experience gain. These innate bonuses help define the race as proud, powerful spellcasters. Okay. The Wood Elves' diversified racial skills reflect their woodland affinity, improved archery, base stamina, stamina recovery, stealth detection, movement speed, reduced fall damage, and poison and disease resistance make them deadly foes and gifted hunters. Okay. Khajiit. Oh, there was another race that I missed. The racial skills of the feline Khajiit reflect their natural versatility and guile, giving them bonuses to pickpocketing, stealth, resource recovery, as well as base health, magicka, and stamina. These bonuses help them thrive in many venues of life. Okay. Oh, and Imperial. I don't have Imperial, so I can't look at that one. Alright. What about these? So there's a Dark Elf. The racial skills of the Dark Elves reflect their intellect and agility, giving them bonuses in dual wielding, flame, and lava resistance, weapon and spell damage, and base magicka and stamina. These bonuses allow them to adapt to anything. Nord. I think my character that I'm kind of like going about through the game to kind of like learn stuff about it, I think that character is a male Nord. The racial skills of the Nords reflect their strong and hardy natures, giving them bonuses to two-handed weapons, use duration of effects from drinks, physical, spell, and frost resistance, ultimate generation, as well as base health and stamina. Okay. Ooh, lizard people. Argonian racial skills reflect their people's perilous swamp environment, giving bonuses to healing done, restoration staves, disease and poison resistance, resources gained from consuming potions, swimming speed, plus base health, magicka, and stamina. Alright. And then, oh, that's Snow Imperial. Alright, what about these? The Breton. The racial skills of the Bretons reflect their affinity for the arcane, increasing their base magicka, magicka recovery, light armor, alliance point gain, and spell resistance, and cost reduction of spells, allowing them to cast spells with little pause. I might like a Breton. I'm not sure yet. Redguard. The racial skills of the Redguards reflect their ancestral legacy as sword masters, giving them bonuses to shields, base stamina, stamina recovery, movement, and duration of effects from food. Their ability to flow in martial combat is unparalleled. Okay, and then Orc. Or I might do an Orc. Oh no. The racial skills of the Orcs reflect their native harsh mountain environment, giving them bonuses to heavy armor use, sprinting, weapon, and spell damage, inspiration gain, weapon proficiency, as well as base health and stamina. Alright. So, let's see. Do I want a spell person? A dark elf? Or a Khajiit? I'm gonna make a Khajiit. Okay. So, let's see. Oh, randomize. Let's see. What? Ooh, that's a powerful Khajiit looking lady. I don't think I made a Khajiit before in this game. Old lady Khajiit. She looks like she has, that looks like a mop on her head. I'm not sure about that. Oh, she tall. She a tall lady. Nah. I kind of like this one. Okay. So what class can I make the Khajiit? Let's see. Dragon Knight. These skillful masters at arms use the ancient Viri martial art traditions of battle spirit and wield fearsome magic that pounds, shatters, and physically alters the world around them. Ooh. What about sorcerer? Ooh, look at that. She looks pretty. Sorcerers can use conjuration and destruction spells to hurl lightning bolts and create shock fields, wield dark magic to snare and stun, and summon Daedric combat followers from Oblivion to assist them. Alright. Nightblade. So this would probably be like the rogues. Nightblades are adventurers and opportunists with a gift for getting in and out of trouble, relying variously on stealth blades and speed. Nightblades thrive on conflict and misfortune, trusting their luck and cunning to survive. Templar. Oh, this is like Paladin. These traveling knights call upon the powers of light and the burning sun to deal massive damage to their enemies, while restoring health, magicka, and stamina to their allies. Warden. Probably be a warden, because that'd be kind of cool looking. I like the outfit. Wardens are defenders of the green, master storytellers whose nature tales become magical reality. They wield frost spells against enemies and summon animals to aid them. I kind of like that, alright? And then this one is Necromancer. Masters of Death, necromancers can call upon corpses to serve as undead thralls and weave ghastly spells to both harm and heal. Warning, using certain necromancy abilities in town is a criminal act. Citizens and guards will react accordingly. Alright, let's do Warden. Okay. You're gonna be a Warden. I kind of like how your gear is. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's... What voice do you have? Okay. That's fine, I guess. Alright. Sorry. Finish. Enter name. I don't know. I always get hung up with names. Oh, what's a good name? Let's see. Let me look at my computer. There's a good female Khajiit name. Let's see. Female Khajiit. Oops. Female Khajiit names. There we go. Fantasy name generator. When in doubt. Okay. Okay. Let's go with, let's see, get female names. What's something easy that I can, Elavi? Let's try that. E-L-A-V-I. Did I do it? You have played through a tutorial with the previous character. Let's do the tutorial. Name already in use. Oh, I know what to do. I always have such trouble because a lot of the names are already taken. So that's a no. There's Jarabi. No. Let's see. This is still from that name generator. Of course it is. There we go. So, in my head, the name is called Snowy Bye. Oh, hopefully that'll help. Or that'd be a good name. I don't know. I honestly couldn't think of anything else. Okay.
You're awake. Thank the stars.
Look. Alright. Look around. Oh, this is why I used to look around. Ooh, pretty butterfly. Sorry. I'm like, ooh, look at all that broken pottery. Look out the window. Hello? Okay.
There you are, on your feet. I know magical translocation can really upset the stomach. Just take a moment and get your bearings, alright?
Where am I?
The Isle of Bolfiera, home of Clan Berini. I apologize for the cramped accommodations. We pride ourselves on courtesy, but circumstances here have taken a turn for the bizarre. I needed to make sure you weren't a danger to yourself or others.
Can you let me out?
You might not be so eager to escape once you hear what's going on. You arrive via a portal, along with a Daetric beast called Shayazel. It seized control of our golems and unleashed them on the island. If I free you, will you help me stop Shayazel?
Yes, set me free and I'll help.
Wise choice. Just give me a moment. There. That should unlock the door. When you're ready, follow me.
When you're ready. Now, just kick back in here for a second. Was there stuff to get? Ooh, You're empty. Oh. Crafting. Visit crafting station in major cities to unlock the ability to craft. There are 7 different trade skills to learn, and you can learn all 7 at once. Nice. So I just got to take everything. Ooh. Nice. Already got a recipe. And there's my Jasmine. That's broken. Water. You're empty. You're broken, you're not. Rawhide bracers. Ooh. Can I put those on? Look at my pretty character. Nope. Inventory. Your inventory houses all the equipment, supplies, consumables, quest items, and crafting materials your character has accumulated through their journey. Press X after selecting an item to equip or use it. Press triangle. Why did I almost say star? After selecting item to view more actions that are available. Alright. Hands. Bracers. Yes. I look better already. Alright. Anything else? Is that the cell I was in? It's empty. Oh. I just see a bow. I mean... What is even my... Skills allow you to customize your combat style, character. Now I'll figure it out. And I can always sell what I don't use. Oh. Lockpick. Alright. What's over here? I know, she's like, follow me, and I'm like, ooh. Let's just play, fill up my inventory. Ooh, belt's always good. And a sash, alright. Main hand. Let's put that bow. Belt. Those are better. Okay. Kill an enemy with a weapon equipped will unlock new skill lines. Alright. I don't know what a ginkgo is, but... Gloves. That's pretty. Give me... Ooh, achievement unlocked. Alright. Nice. More gloves. Ash. She's like, are you coming? Ooh, great axe. I'll take that. Yeah. Sword and shield. Alright. I kind of like the bow for right now, so... We'll see how that goes. I have like... Okay. I have the bad habit of like getting in things' faces when I'm not supposed to.
There you are. Free as a spring cricket. I hope you intend to keep your word. We'll need each other out there. Of that I'm certain. The name's Norianwe, by the way, of Clan Durini. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Where are we headed?
We're bound for a place called the Keyrights Gallery. But first, I need to know you can defend yourself. Hurtling through the Orbis and falling flat on your ear left you a bit scattered. Find a weapon, and we'll work out the cobwebs. Fair?
Okay, sure, but I have some questions.
Of course. I can't promise total transparency, but I'll be as forthcoming as I can.
Alright. You mentioned the Keyrights Gallery. What is that place?
The Keyrights Gallery is an ancient substructure of Bolfiera Island, built long before my clan arrived.
Why is it called the Keyright Gallery?
On account of all the doors. The gallery's full of ancient gates, each with some arcane connection to places in Tamriel and beyond. Once the gates came to life, rifts opened. You fell out of one of them. The Daedra, Shayazel, emerged from another.
How did you escape?
I cast an incantation of the steed, snatched you up, and fled as fast as my feet would carry me. I heard the Daedra cursing, followed by some kind of explosion, but I didn't look back. I hope the gallery is still standing.
You said something about golems. What's going on here exactly?
Would it frustrate you to hear that I have no idea?
Yes.
We Durini are cautious by nature, so the Isle of Bolfiera has many defenses. Magical stone guardians protect many of our sacred sites. But somehow, this Daedra found a way to turn them against us.
Hold on, let me take a drink real quick. Okay. Can you describe the Daedra?
Ugh, do I have to?
Yeah?
If I recall my studies correctly, I'd say it's a harvester. A huge serpentine creature that feeds on souls and magicka. If it finds a way to consume the energies of the gallery, we will be in very serious trouble.
What are you doing here?
Nothing irresponsible, if that's what you're asking. I'm a member of Clan Durini's intelligence guild, the Cinderil. More scholar than spy, I assure you. I was conducting some research in the gallery, then pop! You and that monster arrived.
She stressed that pop. So, when I originally played through this game, there was a completely different person I interacted with, not her. So I'm wondering if the different affiliations give you different characters when you go through the training part of the game. That's what I'm figuring. Why are you studying this place?
The gallery's always been a place of special interest for the guild, but we never quite cracked how it worked. Despite the dangers, this is our greatest breakthrough to date. The guild master will be ecstatic, provided we get it under control.
Okay. Goodbye. Alright. Equip a weapon. I did equip a weapon. Open your menu. Oh my god. Inventory. Hands. I'm gonna keep that. Offhand. Main hand. Let's just use his sword and do the shield.
Yes, I think that one suits you. If you change your mind, feel free to take any other weapon you want. Now, let's find a spot to practice.
I already did. Ooh. Yes. Nice. Okay, where's she going? Hello? I was just here. She went boop. Why that sneeze? Nice. Iron girdle. Very nice. Alright, waste. And that necklace. Alright. More gloves. So originally, I got kind of introduced to, excuse me, Elder Scrolls and all that. It was from another game that's part of the series. I don't remember exactly what it's called. But, of course, I was familiar with, wow, I am... What is it? My brain is not working exactly correctly right now. Let's see. Skyrim. That's what it was. So I was introduced to Skyrim at first, and then my friend Whimsy Rainbow Star played through she's currently playing through Morrowind, and she really likes it, and she suggested it for me as well. So I have a couple playthroughs of Morrowind that I really need to get back to. I just haven't been neglecting it because I tend to forget. And then she ended up gifting me this game so that, you know, I can learn more about the world, and then she could have someone to play along with. And it's been fun. I've been able to play with her for a bit, and I need to play more. But yeah, it's been... Oop. I thought there was an urn there. Get that wax. And yes, I am a subscriber to ESO, which is why I have quite a bit of storage space. Oh, an iron dagger. Nice. Haven't figured out exactly which route which weapon my kitty's gonna use. Barley. I can make beer. Or alcohol, at least. I don't know if this world exactly has beer per se. Actually, that kind of sounds good right now. I'll have some after the stream. Beer, rye. Oh my gosh. I've got some eggnog that's waiting for me. But I didn't feel like drinking during the stream while I'm just trying to like figure stuff out. Let's see. Is that it? I think that's it. Nope. Got all my lockpick stuff. I'm starting to get the hang of lockpicking. Why did my cat all of a sudden start meowing? That kind of hurt me. Are you okay? Yeah? Do you have a nightmare? You okay? It's okay, Sweet Pea. Yeah, you're fine. It's my older cat. I don't even know if the mic picked that up, but yeah. You're okay, hon. She's 11 years old, so she's getting up there. Gave her some little pets to let her know that she's okay.
This is as good a place as any. Now, prepare yourself while I conjure up a dance partner.
Prepare myself. Ooh, 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 hello.
Let's begin.
Okay.
Quickly now. Strike
R2.
the construct.
R2. Which one's R2? Oh.
Press. Attack. Top marks. Brilliant. Ready yourself. Block it. Quick. Strike while it's off balance. You're a natural.
I'm a natural.
Protect yourself.
Ooh.
Strike hard, now. That's the way. Well done.
Fall down.
Block it, strike. Use your heaviest attack. Now some foes will try to restrain you. Quickly, break free. Again, make ready. Prepare yourself. Now bash the construct before it strikes.
Fall down.
Again, hold its attack.
Well, bam.
Interrupt now, before it strikes. When your enemy prepares an attack, good, now destroy it. Well done. Come speak with me for a
Yeah,
minute.
well done. I got some gold. I got some pants. What's my notification? Give me them pants. Nice. Accept. Hands. I have iron gauntlets already. Leave me alone. Off enemy hand. Alright. I just did that. Okay. We're level 2. Oh, claim. My level of rewards. Alright. Oops. Skill points. Claim rewards. Alright. Continue. Determines how many magic abilities you can cast and how effective those abilities are. Magicka recovers over time. That recovery is reduced during combat. Staff weapon damage is based on Magicka. Determines the amount of damage you can take in combat and how much healing you can receive. Health recovers over time. That recovery is reduced during combat. Determines how many stamina abilities you can use and how effective those abilities will be. Sprint, bash, sneak, roll, dodge, and break free all consume stamina. Stamina recovers over time. The recovery is reduced during combat. Sword. Sword, shield, axe, mace, bow, and dagger weapons damage is based on your stamina. Let's do health. Okay. Skill advisor. Let's do... let's do dive. Alright. Yeah. Purchase. Yep. Okay. Alright, now I talk to her.
With moves like that, the Daedra doesn't stand a chance. Yes, I'd say we're ready to set out.
Where are we headed now?
To reach the Keyride's gallery, we have to make it out of this ruin and across a wide field full of the golems I mentioned. With any luck, we'll be able to slip past them. But I'm not all that lucky, so I'm sorry in advance.
Alright, we'll head there next. What can we expect to encounter in the gallery?
Well, it begins with a door, the first of many. The only way to access the gallery is through a mysterious gateway. Once we pass through that initial door, we'll step into a huge vault. This is the part that worries me most.
Why does it worry you?
I believe Shyazel, the Daedric creature that's causing all this mischief, may have nested itself in there. So be prepared to fight.
Will dealing with Shyazel pacify the golems?
I can't say anything with certainty, but ridding the world of an otherworldly abomination can't hurt, right? Its influence might linger for a time, but the golems should return to normal before too long. Hopefully.
Let's go. Alright. This way. Do I go up? I think I probably go up. Oh, that's empty. Lockpick. Wow, you are very broken. You are empty. Yeah. I like these recipes I'm finding. Actually, I should... Oh, I can level up. Okay, I didn't level that up, so... journal... No, item... inventory. That's what I need. R1. Dates. Where's my, That's all my enchantments. My never-ending bag, or is it over here that has supplies? There we go. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to learn those. Craft bag. Your craft bag allows you to store crafting materials in a separate inventory space away from your regular inventory. Alright. Yeah. That it? Alright, up. You are empty. You are not. What's that? Oh. That's just a wall. I thought that was something special. More wax. Lock picking. Gnawed bone. Okay. I don't know what a merchant would want with that, but... Bracers...
One of the stray golems. We might want to sneak past it.
To avoid enemies, press R3 to sneak. Whoops. Oh. R3. Whoop. Goodbye. I've been targeted by a status effect. Oh no. Oh, it's a bag. Aw, nothing. You are empty. Berries. Water. All these berries. Oh, that's right, you're empty. Alright, okay, oh, shit. Nice. Dive increased to rank 2. Alright. I got better dive. Barley. That's fire. Ash. Hi. I'm like taking stuff. I don't know what you're doing. Okay. The berries. Oh. Let's see what's on the other side before we leave. More gloves. I have all this stuff to like sell when I get to a merchant. Ash. Lockpick. The thing that gets me about the lockpicking stuff is the it's empty. The timer. Is sometimes that makes me nervous and I mess up. Because I'm like, oh, I gotta hurry. More bones, ew. Alright. Oh, that's pretty. Very detailed. That's the thing I like about this game. It's a very pretty game. Nah, I got shield. I'm good. Did she leave? I could have sworn there was enemies. That's why I'm like, let's go around first. Seat. Hi. How are you? I just straight took a seat. I'm like, ooh, all this like armor and stuff. Let's see. Lightning staff. I like that. I'm taking that. Do I have shoes? Oops. I need a chest. Probably better legs and shoes. Okay, so that's a jerkin. I need Jack. Now let's do this. Actually, let's just do the whole damn thing. Give me them shoes. Do I have a helmet? Nope. I'm glad I looked there now. Alright. Inventory. Head. Oh my god. Oh my god. I look so ugly. Oh lord. Oh no. Yeah, my hands are iron legs. Well, I mean, might as well look all the way ugly. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, I want to do the staff. Keep messing up. I mean, it gives me that weapon damage, but it sucks at spell resistance and all that. I guess I'll just keep the sword. Can I? No. Okay, that's what I wanted. Can't even tell I'm a Khajiit. I'm just... Wow. Okay, well... The outside is above. Okay, well... Or is it this way? There's nothing there. Okay, out, I guess. Am I going in a circle? I'm going in a circle. Wait a minute. Up. Oh, okay. More seat. Okay. Iron girdle. Do I have an iron girdle? I don't even know I have. Waste. I do. But it's different. Oh, that's better. Alright. As long as it's better, I guess. But wow. Some of these urns are like hard to find. Ooh, seat. No. Okay. Oh, there's... Alright. Oh. Hello? No. Don't do that. Don't make me look like that. Okay. Can never have too many lockpicks. Especially when you're just learning.
Almost there. Let's hurry.
Press L3 to... Okay. You made me miss the urns. Oh well. Right.
Right. The entrance to the Keyride's gallery should be east of here. Let's set out.
Okay, east. Oop. Oh, it's empty, that's why I'm like... The empty is in such like light lettering, it's hard to see sometimes. Empty. You're in the way. Homespun sash. Yeah, well. I could sell that. The compass shows your current quest objectives. If you hold and press... Okay. Barley. More barley. Lockpick. Oop. Oh, it's a seat. What? Sorry, I'm still not used to, very nice. I'm still not used to, PS4 controls, and it shows. No, I don't. I really don't. Okay. That way I can get the recipes down. So Kingsford Galley is below. Right. There was a reason I had it like that. Sometimes I have the tendency to search too much and then not enough. And it all varies from day to day. Did I just... Okay. Okay. Oh, you're empty. All right. Butterfly. Insect parts. Poor insect. Poor butterfly. I don't know why I said like that, poor insect. Okay. Okay. Hello. Ooh, you mad? I was mad. Ooh. No, lay down. Heavy armor increased. Nice. Okay. You're in the way of my butterfly. Okay. Oh no! Tiger! Animal companions increased by 3. Ooh, I got a ring. Adds, ooh, 133 to stamina recovery. Yes. Okay. Excuse me. Sorry, kitty. Scraps. Alright. I'll go up there. Alright. Uh-oh. Hello. Alright. Yay! New armor increased. That's always good. Bloop. Oh, the lockpick. Hello. So, one of the other reasons that I haven't really been playing Morrowind, aside from I continuously forget about the game, is, how do I get there? I'll figure it out. Is I have this fear of screwing up. Wow. Thank you for healing me. Oh. I get experience, that's it, right. I have this fear of messing up. And silly as it may sound, I'm afraid of making like the wrong choice. That won't do anything for me, so there's kind of no point to equip that one. Because I don't know this world. Does that make sense? I just got these. So that's another reason I haven't really been playing, but I know at some point I gotta kind of get over it and just pick the game back up and play. And I will. I also want to do a playthrough of this game.
The Curate's gallery is in here. Let's head inside.
Okay. I know Whimsy Rainbow Star has done at least one playthrough of this game, and it's really like, well, I mean, I enjoy all her playthroughs because I enjoy her, you know, what she brings to the game when she plays. So I'm just kind of talk to her as she has run away. Oh no, I didn't want the bow. Okay, I already have a bow. I mean, I know I already have iron gauntlets too, but oh well. I really do miss bracers. I have bracers, I think. Or do I? I really miss their yeah. Videos and playthroughs. Tasting stuff, making stuff. I miss all their videos. So hopefully at some point they'll get back to making videos again, but I don't know. It is completely up to them. If they have decided that YouTube's not their thing, I completely support them. But and whatever they decide to do in the future, I support it. I'm just glad. I know this is gonna sound. It's not simpy, trust me. It's just one good friend talking about another friend, and like. I'm being completely honest. Whatever Whimsy decides to do, I will completely support them 100%. Because that is what a good friend does. Oop. Now I didn't want to seat. I didn't want to sit, not I didn't want to seat. And yeah, I think I think it would make them real happy if I started getting back into Morrowind. So, I'm going to, of course, there, oh, it's a sash. I'm like, what was it highlighting on? Of course, their latest obsession is Danganronpa. So it's nice to have someone to talk to about that. And currently, as of this, I didn't even say when I started streaming. This is Thursday, November 18th. Oh my god, it's this far in the stream and I say what the date is. Was that a scream? Okay. I think that's a jar and that's not. That's like a decoration on the wall. Or on the pillar. You're empty, you're empty. It's all empty. I'm sad. You're not empty. So yeah, it's nice to have another person to talk to about the game. Originally, Miss Artistry got me into Danganronpa, and for like the longest time, it was mainly just her and I, just being able to talk about the game and give our theories to each other and stuff. And now there's one more through the Low group. And it's nice. I'm currently... I haven't started on 2 yet. I know the Game Grumps, by the time this has gone up, or by the time you are watching this, the Game Grumps has started playing 2. But I haven't gotten into 2 yet. I will though, don't worry. My plan is to play all the games. What level am I? I just started this character, so I am level... No, that didn't show it. I don't know where it shows what my level is. But yeah, I just started this character. I'm still in like the I don't even know how to find where that is, but journal. No. But yeah, I'm probably like level 2 maybe? Level 3? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I stated earlier that one of my friends got me this game, and I really need to play it more. It's just I am enamored with Final Fantasy XIV, so I keep forgetting, oh yeah, I also have ESO. The problem is I have Final Fantasy XIV on my computer, and this game is on my PS4. So for me, it's kind of like easier to sit down from my computer rather than start up the Roku and then start up the PS4 and but sometimes I do. Also, I'm very new to this game, so please forgive any bumbling I might do. I'm new to this. I still consider myself new to this whole franchise of Elder Scrolls. Empty.
Well, this is upsetting.
What?
Zephyrs bones. The surge of magicka created by the portals you came through. Must have cracked this sky shard. Without a functioning sky shard, this gate remains locked, and there's no way for us to proceed. Damn!
Is there any way to fix it?
Unless you have a set of enchanting tools and a working knowledge of meteoric empowerment theory, no, there's nothing for it. We need to find a replacement.
Where can we find a replacement sky shard?
I saw one in a vault just south of here a few days ago, but it was flanked by one of the island's more powerful golems. Normally, I'd say we should search for another option, but given the circumstances, I think we have to risk it.
Alright, let's find that sky shard. Can I ask you something before we set out?
Of course. Let's not tarry too long, though.
What's a sky shard?
Giant clusters of meteoric glass. They fall from Aetherius, charged with raw and very potent magicka. Mages use sky shards in all kinds of rituals and experiments. We Dureni use them as a power source.
What kind of golem did you see near the sky shard?
It's a monstrous sentinel called a gargoyle. I've never seen one fight, but by all accounts, they are far more powerful than the golems we've faced thus far.
Okay, goodbye. All these gnawed bones. Very, disturbing. You're empty. Alright, well. South of here, huh? Acquire the sky shard below. Alright.
Do you see that vault to the south? The sky shard is there.
Okay. Or I just fall. Oh, it's in this one? Okay. Getting all these rings. Watch himself with like one. And that's it. One, whatever the currency for this world is. I don't know if it's gold or something. Okay. Making sure you're not blocking anything. Or empty.
There it is! The sky shard!
No, that's an urn. No, I don't. I know what you mean. Alright. Oh, hello. Uh-oh, hello.
Roll to the side!
You go, Level 3. I knew I was level 2.
Well fought. Grab the sky shard and let's get moving.
Oh, can I ask you something before we set out? I thought that said sell out. Wow, my eyes are messing up.
Of course. Let's not tarry too long, though.
Oh. Scraps, that's it. Alright. Donut collections. There we go. Ooh, crown fortified meal. God, I can't wait until I get some better armor for my character. Let's do stamina this time around, because why not? Yeah, let's do growth. Yes. Okay. Now watch me forget all about how to do that, because that's how I roll. At some point I'll learn how not to lose my cool when doing like stressful stuff. How do I touch it? Oh. There we go. Ooh. That's bright.
Did you just absorb the energy of that shard? Incredible. Not quite what I intended, but we can work with this. Let's head back to the gate.
Was I not supposed to do that? I mean, your instructions weren't very clear, but okay. Go to the gate. Hi. Fall down. Grain balance increased to 2. Okay. Okay, then we go up.
All right, moment of truth. Focus on the sky shard aperture. With any luck, it'll respond to the power you absorbed and unlock the gate. Ha! You did it! Let's speak for a moment. I'm afraid we've reached the really scary bit. The Daedric creature responsible for all these portals waits just beyond that gate. If you have any other preparations to make them now.
Do you have any advice on how to slay this thing?
Again, I'm just a scholar. But I'd encourage you to remember what we practiced before. Keep moving, strike true, and exploit any opening the creature gives you.
Goodbye. Alright, well.
There it is! Send it back to Oblivion!
Send it back to Oblivion, alright. How does the healing thing?
Only I will remain.
That's what I'd like to see. Oh, okay.
Wither and die. You cannot kill what cannot die.
Ooh.
Kneel.
Oh. Oh.
Kneel.
Got her. Nice.
You did it! Hopefully the gallery wasn't too badly damaged. Follow me.
Another necklace. Alright. Heavy armor increased to 5. There's no stuff to look in. Urns. That's what I mean. It's late at night. My brain's like, nope. All empty. Ooh, books. Yes! Keshu from Egg to Adolescence by Peak Ariel, friend and confidant to Keshu the Blackfin. Keshu the Blackfin, war hero and founder of the movement for an advance. Wow, some of these words. Too bad you can't, like, press a button and it reads it to you. Sakhalil Society started out as just another one of my many egg brothers and egg sisters. There wasn't anything overtly special about her when we were growing up in the village of Sikat Zol. Not that I could see anyway. She played traditional games, ate traditional food, and learned to hunt and track and fight. I guess if Keshu excelled at anything, it was tracking and fighting. She took to these activities like a shap takes to water, outperforming the rest of us with ease that was almost supernatural. Keshu and I became friends almost the moment we emerged from our eggs. We were inseparable. We played together, did our chores, and attended our lessons together. Growing up as all Sakhiliel do. I suppose I began to notice something different about Keshu during this period. She had a passion for history that went beyond memorizing facts and numbers. She wanted to learn everything she could find out about the once and great that
You can select from all the races we know of. Really good, actually. Not like a bloody bug snake face.
Sorry about that. All of a sudden someone else is talking. It's like, whoa. I keep forgetting that when you move toward the more populated areas that you can pick up other people's mics. And I don't know if they could pick up on mine too or not, but yeah, you could hear like their music playing, TV, all that. Family members fighting with each other. She had a passion for history that went beyond memorizing facts and numbers. She wanted to learn everything she could find out about the once great that civilization that existed before Duskfall. In this matter, she was an individual much more independent and more free-thinking than the rest of her egg siblings. In some ways, her fiery individualism frightened me. I guess the Hist saw the same thing that I noticed, for when she licked the Hist on our naming day, she was awarded the name Keshu, which literally means stands apart. It was a strong name, a good name, the name of a crocodile in a lake of Shap. Keshu accepted the name with dignity and honor. It fit her well. To demonstrate that Keshu wasn't all dull history and fighting, let me tell you about an event from our early childhood. The egg tender, Julin Na, was forever scolding us and driving us from the Zal Uxith, the sacred nest, even though Keshu loved to play among the developing eggs. To teach the egg tender a lesson, Keshu tackled and captured a young Wamasu. She released it into the nest, assuming it would scare the egg tender and provide us all with a good laugh. It did the trick, all right, but it also cracked 3 innocent and helpless eggs. Keshu was so mortified by the damage she had caused that she volunteered to assist the egg tender for the entire cycle of the calendar. Near the end of that cycle, the Raj Dilith, literally the elder teacher, Dramiensian, arrived to instruct us in preparation for our rites of maturity. It was during this intensive period of lessons and training that Keshu's companions gathered around her. In addition to myself, Keshu attracted the attention of the powerful Voss Haruk, the sly Tiwan, and the clever Exosian Voss Haruk. Voss Haruk was a mountain of a woman who was almost Keshu's equal in battle. Tiwan would develop into a thief and a spy. Zosian, on the other hand, enjoyed mixing alchemical tinctures and would go on to become a powerful mage. All would follow Keshu to war, all except me. Throughout the season, our friendship deepened, and Dramiensian did everything in his power to prepare us for our maturity rites. But that's another tale entirely. Whew, okay. Is there any other books I can read? No. Is that the only book? I guess so. How about this bookshelf? Keshu, The Blackfin Goes to War Part 1 by Peak Ariel, friend and confidant to Keshu the Blackfin. In the season following Keshu the Blackfin's return from the ruins of the Old Ones, as she referred to the so-called advanced Sakilio, who lived in the distant past, we were extremely busy breathing life into Keshu's hopes and desires. In addition to learning some small amounts about the way the Old Ones lived, Keshu's time of contemplation among the ruins saw the development of new ways of thinking for our leader and lifelong friend. She came back to us with a dream. Some will tell you that from the moment she returned from the ruins, Keshu wanted to bring about the resurrection of the advanced Sakilio society. Now, while she was definitely interested in learning more about that ancient time, her initial dream was much simpler. She wanted to defeat the Sakilio from the threat of outsiders. when Zosin was captured by the Dark Elf slavers. I think it affected Keshu on a profound level, and when she freed Zoshin and the other captives, I think her destiny was set in motion. Keshu decided to create an army. She called for volunteers from across the Greater Marsh, and a surprising number answered that call. The village elders, tree minders, and sap seekers were of mixed minds about her actions, but in the end they decided to sit back and let the Hist sort it out. As with all things in Zakaliel life, if Keshu succeeded, then her plans were meant to come to fruition, and if she failed, then she would disappear into the swamp and never be heard from again. That was the way things happened in Black Marsh. But whatever Keshu's ultimate fate in the beginning, she was unstoppable. The initial band, formerly known as the Blackfin's Legion, was more than 24 strong. Keshu and Voss Haruk at first served as instructors and trainers for the small gathering of warriors, but soon other noble fighters had rallied to her banner, including the battle mage known as Fire from Nowhere, and the freedom fighter called Elf Slayer. They provided expertise and helped with the training to reduce the burden on our beloved leader. When Keshu determined that we were at last ready to be tested, she decided on a target and pointed her newly honed weapon at it. We were going to attack the house-dressed slave caravan and set the captives free. We planned and trained for weeks, preparing for every contingency Keshu and her most trusted advisors could think of. We scouted the house-dressed enclave. We reconnoitered the most probable paths from Stormhold toward Morrowind. We watched, we waited, and then we made our move. The house-dressed slave caravan departed from Stormhold on a rainy morning with little fanfare. A line of slaves consisting of more than 50 of our egg brothers and egg sisters were chained together and forced to march between two massive wagons, each pulled by a team of Guar house-dressed guards. House-dressed guards rode atop the wagons, marched on each side of the line of slaves, and ranged around the caravan atop horses and other riding beasts. In all, there were about 30 Dark Elf warriors guarding the caravan. For this exercise, Keshu led a force of 26 Blackfin legionaries to liberate the slaves. Our warriors were nervous. For the majority of them, this would be their first real battle, and though they were well trained and committed to Keshu's cause, they still suffered from the usual fears associated with entering a life-or-death situation. Keshu and her officers remained visible, displaying confidence and determination that went a long way toward calming our troops. We set up to ambush the caravan as it made our way toward a narrow passage, a few hundred strides from the border of Morrowind. Keshu gave the signal as she rushed forward to meet the enemy. We followed, spilling from our hiding places like wood ants emerging from a rotten log. If we were still nervous, it didn't show as we fell upon the Dark Elves. Keshu's strategy worked perfectly. When the battle was over, the Dark Elf guards were either dead or had surrendered, and though we had suffered a few minor wounds, none of the Blackfin Legion had fallen. The mission went on flawlessly, and Keshu's reputation grew with every captive we set free. Okay. So that's a cool little story. I know I'm supposed to enter the galley, but okay. And what books are over here? Nobility and Debt. A treatise on conscientiousness, larceny, by Zizar Dar. To steal a thing is simplicity itself. One merely takes what one will, and that is that. Even a treasure jealously guarded can be stolen easily under the right circumstances. But such things will not be discussed here. This treatise hopes the reader will become a capable pilferer of found things. Methods, distractions, and tools of the trade will not be discussed herein. So if you are a hungry Jakajit looking to make your way on the streets of Senchal, look elsewhere. Really, what are you doing here? You should be out casting marks. Bandits, burglars, defalcators, and cheats. Keep reading. You might learn a thing or two. Oh my god. Who is worthy of your gift? Any able pilferer knows the next heist is merely a question of time and place. But to keep your heart as light as your glove, you would do well to be wary of your target. Easy marks are abundant, but the majority are as desperate as you are. Ignore them. You won't make a name for yourself fleecing ditch diggers and scullions in their hard-won dinners, and they certainly won't sing the songs every sensual dreg knows by heart and hair. No, look for the merchant, whose purses lie buried behind 3 tall walkers with etched swords and inlaid plate. Watch for the wizard whose tower sends alchemical stenches billowing into the canvas city. Seek out the pomp purse dandy claw, whose grounds are free of flick tongues. Never take all, just a portion. They will deem what you took an acceptable loss. Admitting their loss would send every shingle step in town leaping through their casements, which is why they rarely inform the guard. It doesn't hurt that they also have the most to pilfer. But what is worth taking, and more importantly, what is there to do with all the riches you've liberated from lightless prisons? What to do with a heavy purse? Treasure, whether in pockets or in the ground, weighs heavily on mind and the spirit. It can be tempting to take famous treasures. Who has not heard the many tales of Raj Hind? But the tales suggest some treasure are difficult to move and are often worth more in trouble than gold you'll get for them. Coin is best, of course. It's small and easy to move. Jewelry comes next, though you may have to melt pieces down if they are too closely filigreed. Potions can be just as valuable, if not immediately useful to your trade. Look especially for those with restorative properties, for these can be priceless when properly pillaged. Don't overlook sundries either. Frequently a treasure will be too well guarded or trapped with snares to justify the effort. But the mark is not always a lost cause. Only the most paranoid take precautions with the sugar closet. I think that's a sugar. Oh, for who would impede his own sweet tooth? Much the same with the cupboards, for a hungry belly needs filling fast, and tripwires only get in the way. Do not be too prideful to make off with these things. While they will rarely be missed, they can fill your belly and bring you fame to rival even the luckiest moonlighters. Where should you flee? Take as much as you can carry. Fill your pockets and parcels with whatever you can fill. Such as it overflows your waistband and bites into your back. Your bounty is as important to your escape as it is to your purse. When you are pursued, as often will be, spoils securely properly about your vitals will throw off arrows raining down from the walls. In the street, cut release ties to spill out the treasure into the path of the pursuers. Throw them into the crowds. Their scrambling for your riches will sow confusion, creating obstacles for your escape. Not only will these efforts delay your pursuers, news of your open hand will spread like wildfire through the streets. What is more valuable than your name? It will buy you safe haven in times of need food for your belly in lean times, and more importantly, will carry you through the darkest of life's troubles. And when you are old and can no longer leap between rooftops, you can rest easily among your children's children, assured that your legacy is as clean as a well-greased tumble catch. Good luck with your exploits. When they are sung through the tavern and slums of the world, Zizar Dar will be sure to carry the tune. Okay, I know she's like, you gotta read all of the book? Yeah, you gotta read the books. Sighs of Blackwood. As the lamps go out in Gideon, and the rafts drip through the mire, you can hear the songs of spear toads ring out like a sap-blessed choir. O Blackwood, vasty, vasty Blackwood. Rotuhiva, Rotuhiva, sigh your tales, make moist our scales. When I swim your murky not waddles, holy crap. When I swim your murky waters and I taste the wassail fruit, I count my blessings like torchbug flares, that it's here my hist took root. O Blackwood, vasty, vasty Blackwood. Rotuhiva, Rotuhiva, sigh your tales, make moist our scales. The smell of peat fills my nose, and the mud dries on my back. I feel the swell of 100 harvests, sleeping in your soil so black. O Blackwood, vasty, vasty. Blackwood, Rotuhiva, Rotuhiva, sigh your tales, make moist our scales. Rotuhiva, Rotuhiva, sigh your tales, make moist our scales. Okay. Can't read the books.
By all the stars. Look at the central column. I had no idea it was concealing something like this. Let's get a closer look.
Okay. I want to keep reading the books. As hard as it is. Ooh, more books. The Green Singing. The Bosmer spinner stood before the rising moons, a shadow fingering a belt of glittering shells. Heavy-bearded Yfri, speak through me. Tell us of the time before time. Let the story grow in me. Let my heart echo to the pounding of your feet along the storylines. The bones of the world I will walk, your steps, and know your story. The spinner's eyes flickered close. His fingertips slid along the belt, picking out the shape and orientation of the shells. He raised a foot and with deliberation stamped it into the ground. Speak through me, Yfri. Tell us of the drum play of Mara, who beat out a pulse against the darkness and gwaffed. Old El Nofri, Mara, whose eyes glitter like hot coals, known of Mir and knowing Mir, mother of 1,000,000 children, she who looks at Arkay's form and does not blush, but breathes deep the scent of him. The spinner took thumping, methodical steps across the hilltop, eyes closed, hands tracing the patterns of shells wrapped around his chest. His voice shamed the night calls of nearby insects to silence. The others watching were reverently silent, eyes closed, swaying in time with the spinner's steps. His feet slowed, pounding deep footprints into the earth. He no longer spoke, he sighed, he whispered, "We are who we are," the taller tribe says in a voice made of leaf shivers. "We taste the earth and feel your steps over us. We were the land of green singing before the bones were set, before the before and after." All right. Right, that was kind of short. The Song of Pelino, Volume 2. Okay, where's Volume 1? Oh, well. On his coming. Editor's note. Volumes 1 through 6 are taken from the so-called Riemann manuscript located in the Imperial Library, It is a transcription of older fragments collected by an unknown scholar of the early Second Era. Beyond this, little is known of the original sources of these fragments, some of which appear to be from the same period, perhaps even from the same manuscript. But as no scholarly consensus yet exists on dating these 6 fragments, no opinions will be offered here. Okay. Let me take a drink real quick. Sorry about that. Okay. Also, I want to double check how long it's been that I've been streaming. I usually try and stream about 2 hours. Sometimes I do it a little bit longer. It all depends. I'm at... Okay, so I'm at an hour and 50 minutes. All right. That's why I wanted to check. And then, is that 2 R's? This text I have a little issues with. And then Pirith spoke to the handmaid again, eyes to the heavens, which had not known kindness since the beginning of elven rule. And she spoke as a mortal, whose kindle is beloved by the gods for its strength and weakness, a humility that can burn with metaphor, and yet break easily and always, always doomed to end in death. And this is why those who let their souls burn anyway are beloved of the dragon and his kin. And she said, and this thing I have thought of, I have named it and called it freedom. Which I think is just another word for Shazar, who goes missing. You made the first reign at his sundering, and that is what I ask now for our alien masters, that we might sunder them fully and repay their cruelty by dispersing them to drown in the Topol. Mori Hayes, your son, mighty and snorting, gore-horned, winged, when next he flies down, and let them bring us anger. And then Kaini granted Pirith another symbol, a diamond soaked red with the blood of elves, whose facets could unsector and form into a man whose every angle could cut her jailers, and the name Pelin El, which is the Star-Made Knights, and he was arrayed in armor from the future time, and he walked into the jungles of Cyrod, already killing. Mori Hayes, stamping at his side, froth bloody, and bellowing from excitement because the Pelinal was come. The Pelinal came to Pirith's camp of rebels, holding a sword and mace, both encrusted with the smashed viscera of elven faces, feathers and magic beads, which were the markings of the let's try again. Lidun stuck to the redness that hung from his weapon, and he lifted them, saying, these were their eastern chieftains no longer full of their talking. Okay. God, there's so many books here. Daedra worship the Eyelids by Ferratus of Elinor. A reason why the Daedra are reviled and their worship forbidden among all the civilized races of Tamriel are well understood. and as the series of papers will show, are grounded in historical events. The opinions of the so-called academic who styles herself Lady Cinnabar, notwithstanding the evidence supporting my assertions, is incontrovertible and generally accepted by all accredited scholars of antiquity. The Aldmeri, who'd been first to begin organized worship of the Adria, were also the first to venerate the Daedra lords. The probability, sorry if you can hear my heater that just kicked on. This probability began on a small scale among the Ialiads, whose elves were left the Somerset Isles to create splintered cultures in central and southwest Tamriel, in some cases specifically to evade the structures of the Aldmeri regulation, which forbade, among many other things, the worship of Daedra. As Ialiad culture flourished, drawing ever further from Alinor, in the last millennium of the Merithic era, Daedric worship took hold and spread among the Heartland High Elves. The Aedra were still widely revered, which probably a majority of the Ialiads continuing to pay them homage, but cults devoted to the various Daedric princes sprang up across Cryodrill, tolerated and then celebrated. Unlike the Chimera, the Ialiads made no distinction between good and bad Daedra. Indeed, even some of the more heinous princes received mass veneration, especially when their worship was adopted and endorsed by Ialiad kings and aristocrats. Widespread Daedra worship among the Heartland Elves was particularly ill news for the tribes of Nedic humans who were then arriving in Tamriel. The Ialiads enslaved the immigrant tribes of men, at first occasionally, but then systematically, and the Nedic people found themselves subject to masters, who in many cases worshipped the princes, including those who encouraged slavery, dominion, and cruelty. Under the Ialiads, the human thralls found themselves the subject of such Daedra-inspired quote-unquote arts as flesh sculpture and gut gardening. In fact, the revulsion for Daedra worship that pervades most human cultures in Tamriel probably originated in this period. The Alessian slave revolt of the early First Era was largely fueled by desperate rage against the Ialiads, Daedra-inspired cruelty. The Ialiad kings who aligned themselves with the rebellion were largely Daedra worshippers, which in part explains why, once the Ialiads were overthrown, Queen Alessia incorporated the leading elven Daedra into the First Empire's worship of the Eight Divines. Her new empire at Cryodrill outlawed the worship of the Daedric princes, and Daedra-worshipping Ialiads were exterminated wherever they were found. Thus, by the middle of the First Era, large-scale Daedra worship was extinct in central Tamriel, surviving only among the Chimera in the northeast of the continent, and among the Orcs, ever a pariah people who worshipped Malakath or Mauluk as their god ancestor. Elsewhere among men, mer, and beast peoples, Daedra worship survived only at the level of cults, which were more or less forbidden. Lady Cinnabar's assertions to the contrary were so much horsewash. Wow, okay. Tell us how you really feel. Tales of Black Marsh by Juno Acilio, collector of stories. The oppressive heat presses over me, drowning me. The warmth is a wool blanket being stuffed down my throat, unfurling in my lungs. I have never felt such heat. There is a wetness to it that makes it tangible, as if I can reach out and wring the air around my wrist. How do they stand this place? Theodosia spits. In the moonlight, I can see her sweat-soaked tunic and her hair sticking to her neck. I assume she's talking about the Aragonians that call this place home. I don't have an answer. I fear my words will melt in my mouth if I try to speak. A sharp pain pierces my arm. At this point, I don't even have the energy to cry out. I swat at the flesh fly, and my fingers come away wet as blood rises to the surface of my welted skin. The pain is a dull war compared to the fire burning in my legs. We've been walking for hours. We should have found the road before the sunset, but there is no denying it now. We are well and truly lost. We're walking in circles. We're walking in circles, Theo says. My boots are sodden. I want to tell her that soggy boots are the least of our problems, but I think better of it. I don't want to frighten her. I'm forming something to say to comfort her instead when I hear the low, throaty beat of a drum. It reverberates just once through the squalor. The sound squelches through the muck with an ominous echo. For a moment, I fear I've gone mad, and that the sound was my own heartbeat giving a poignant pang inside my ears. But Theo perks her head up. What was that? There's an edge of fear to her voice now. It sounded like a drum, I say unhelpfully. I peer out into the moon-dusted shadows of Black Marsh, my heart in my throat. I see no movement. No inky black figures in the night. No eyes gleaming in the dark. The silence is almost painful. Not a thing breathes. The water is still. Let's just keep moving, I said. Theo says nothing. I assume the fear has stolen her breath, so I turn back to check on her. There is only darkness behind me. I think my eyes are playing tricks on me. I swipe my hand out, expecting to hit the solidness of her, but the air is empty, save for the heavy, insufferable heat. So you're gonna smack her? Just to make sure she's there? Okay. Theodosia, I call, almost sternly. Don't wander off. A lone beat of a drum answers me. Closer this time. I nearly jump out of my skin. I whirl, and this time I see the shadow of a figure darting ahead of me. It's too quick to be Theo, and from a sliver of moonlight I can see it has a tail. Theo? I whisper. Boom. Fear sets my blood to flame. Another drum beat pounds through Black Marsh, and I begin to run. I don't know where I'm running. All I know is that I must flee. I'm forced to wrench free of the mud with every step. My lungs choke down thick air. Sweat races down my back. Boom. The drum is closer now, just over my shoulder, but I can't stop running to check. I won't. I must keep going. I must. The ground rushes up to meet me. Putrid water sprays up all around me as I sprawl into the swamp and begin to sink. Water fills my ears, but I can still hear the thunder sound of the drum. Boom. I struggle to pick myself up. Weeds and muck squeeze through my fingers. I raise my head above the surface, and directly across from me, something picks its head up in tandem. I think it might be Theo, but the face is wrong. It's the right size, but the eyes glitter like rubies, and moonlight shines on the scales. I realize I'm staring into the face of a giant snake. Boom. The snake opens its jaws wide. A gaping, fathomless void stares back at me. Boom. it descends upon me. Boom. Oof. Poor dude. Okay. The Blackfin Foreign Adventures Part 2. There's Part 2. I was wondering where it was. By Misi Squire and personal aide to Keshu the Blackfin. Now, the declaration of the formation of the Ebonheart Pact and the abolition of Argonian slavery didn't result in the immediate cessation of all Dark Elf slavery activity. It would take almost a full year for most of the Dark Elf provinces and holdings to comply with the order of the tribunal. And even then, there were Dark Elf houses that refused to accept the new accords. This resulted in a few awkward situations for Keshu and her Blackfin Legion as it toured the land of Morrowind as the initial Aragonian representative to the Alliance. We met with a good amount of fear and hatred during those early days of the Alliance. Some Dark Elves became very uncomfortable when a heavily armed force of Argonians approached their town or village. At these, we were turned away at best or attacked by settlements with sizable militas. Others, though, having heard of the story of the Battle of Ebonheart, appeared grateful for our help and were happy to welcome us into their homes. While such treatment is much more common now, back then it was nearly unheard of, and we were both surprised and thankful for every friendly face we encountered. We spent that first year of the Alliance in Dark Elf territory, making our presence known and working to make sure that all the tenets of the agreement were adhered to. We also took in many of the newly freed Argonians, giving the ones who decide not to return to Black Marsh or try to make a go of it as free Zakhalil in Morrowind an immediate purpose and a place to belong. In this way, the Blackfin Legion continued to grow, even as it traveled through Morrowind. Eventually, we arrived at Mournhold as guests of the tribunal. We spent nearly a month camped outside the city and regularly met with Amalexia and the other important Dark Elf and Nord officials. Keshu participated in discussions to bolster the defense of the Pact by forming an army of the Alliance, which would include forces donated by each of the member nations. As we were looking for a purpose, Keshu volunteered the Blackfin Legion to serve as the backbone of the new allied army. In time, Keshu would become not only a war hero, but one of the foremost generals leading Pact forces. Before that initial year had ended, Keshu and the Blackfin Legion would prove their worth to the Pact by once again saving the day. This time, it was to deal with raiders crossing the mountains from the west. Rumors abounded that the raiders were either funded by the Daggerfall Covenant or were Covenant soldiers in disguise, but we were never able to prove that. When reports of a large band of raiders attacking Dark Elf settlements in western Morrowind reaches Mournhold, Keshu offered to take the Pact army on a hunting expedition. Keshu's forces consisted of mostly Blackfin legionnaires, bolstered by a contingent of Nord soldiers and a squadron of Dark Elf mages and healers. We moved quickly, following the path of destruction left by the raiders, until we finally caught them at Idrano Pass. Keshu divided our forces, sending half of our contingent around to cut off the raiders' escape path into the mountains, while the rest of our troop formed an arrowhead and advanced on the raiders' position. Instead of holding fast, the raiders decided to turn and run. That's when our troops swarmed out of the rocky foothills, and we caught the raiders between us. After all the trouble they caused, we expected them to put up more of a fight. Okay. Legacy of the Dragon Guard by Kiesa Veda, the Chronicler of Blades. As all school children know, northern Tamriel was invaded by a legion of Akaviri raiders in 1E 2700. Mighty warriors with potent powers, these Akaviri cut a swath through Skyrim, defeating all opponents until they were met at Pale Pass by a Cryodilic army under the command of General Rimmon. After a brief battle, the Akaviri surrendered en masse to Rimmon, saying that in him they had found what they had come to Tamriel to seek. With the Akaviri added to his own army, Rimmon marched on, pacifying most of the Tamriel, becoming emperor and founding the Second Empire. The best and wisest of the Akavari became the Dragon Guard, under the Emperor Rimmon's personal command. For the next 2 centuries, the Dragon Guard protected the Rimmon dynasty, defending the emperors with abilities said to have been learned from the dragons themselves, which persisted in Akavir far longer than they did in Tamriel. But when Rimmon III was assassinated in 2920, that was the end of the Rimmon dynasty, as well as the First Era. Officially, the Dragon Guard was disbanded, some said in shame at having failed to protect the Emperor. However, when the Potentate Versidue Shae assumed the Ruby Throne, the Dragon Guard was unofficially reactivated, more as an intelligence network than as an honor guard. Other former members of the Dragon Guard followed different pursuits. Some joined their former centurion, Daenerys Bess, when he founded the organization that would come to be known as the Fighters Guild. Others became roving adventurers, selling their services as combat trainers or swords for hire. One of those was a former Dragon Guard whose name is now lost, and is known only to his chronicler as the Grand Master. He took it upon himself to ensure that the martial and mystical arts of the old Akaviri would survive into the new and turbulent Second Era. However, he would teach his skills only on the condition that those he taught would go on to teach others. That was the origin of those whom we now call the Dragon Knights. Okay. Wow. Okay, I went all this way. And there's... Okay. I did that one already. Glenbridge Argonian Shrine to Sithis. A record by Galazir of the House of Wayfarers in Rimmon. By first impressions, there is nothing that stands out about the shrine to Sithis that resides next to the main road through Glenbridge. That isn't to say that the shrine is not noteworthy, only that first impressions are often misleading. The building is tall, towering at a height that rivals most of the trees nearby, and the height is only exaggerated by the lack of structures that appear around the shrine. The walls are made of thick stone slabs, and faces peer out of the stonework at every corner of the structure. But still, in comparison to the Zanmir towering in the near distance, the shrine is not impressive. Inside the shrine, the walls press in closely, invading the space which is only large enough to host 4 bodies. Even with 3 walls left open to the outside world, it is hard to breathe within the shrine itself. Standing in the center of the space feels as though there is no air at all. There are places where the stones have fallen or been knocked to the side. This continues on the inside of the shrine as well, and with a distant lack of light gives the shrine a dilapidated look unfitting of most places of worship. The priests did not seem concerned when asked about the shrine's appearance, though they did seem offended at the suggestion that the fallen stone slab should be set to rights. After some conversion and careful questioning, it became clear that the priests viewed the shrine state as being a marker of Silithus' work. Fixing the walls of the shrine would be an act of sacrilege. While it may not be clear if Silithus had any direct impact on the shrine's appearance, if the stones were knocked loose due to his power or if weather and time are to blame, it certainly has an impact on the priests who care for it. Okay. I like hearing and little... Wow. That was a stutter. I like hearing and learning all these stories and lore of this world. I think it's kind of cool. Oh, sorry about that. Sometimes PS4 sends like a little like warning alert that's like, oh yeah, you don't have the license for that. I'm like, yes I do. And it like threatens to shut down the application in 15 minutes. It never does, but it's annoying, especially since when it happened I just looked at the stream. It looks like a black box that just appears. Size of Blackwood. As the lamps go out in Gideon and the rafts drift through the mire, you can hear the songs of Spiritos. Augustes. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. Ooh. Ring out like a sap-blessed choir. Oh, Blackwood. Oh. I did that one already. Okay. I'm like, this is familiar. Alright, is there more down here? Of course there is. I think that might be the way to go. So let's see if there's any other books down this way. Of course there is. Okay, I did that one. An interview with Countess Caro. Conducted by Mercurio Cals. Wow. Castraso, on behalf of the citizens of Leyawiin, after the collapse of the Empire and the disbanding of the Imperial Elder Council. MC, why did you decide to cede your authority to the Chamber of Legatus? CC, I've yielded nothing to anyone. I am still the Countess of Leyawiin City and the surrounding province. That is my birthright and my sacred duty. What I have done is appointed the Chamber of Legatus to handle the day-to-day affairs of the city while I turn my attention to loftier matters. MC, what sort of loftier matters are you dealing with, Countess? CC, oh, the loftiest, I assure you. But let us talk about other things. Such delicate concerns are not meant for public consumption. MC, very well. How did you go about selecting the members to serve in the Chamber of Legatus? CC, well, after much research and deliberation, I settled on a triumvirate of legates to facilitate decision-making and make sure no legislation could be delayed due to lack of a clear majority. The math works in our favor, even if they cannot all come to the same conclusion. There will always be at least two legates who can agree. Majority rules and all that. As for who should serve, well, the first members were obvious. I wanted to make sure that all three predominant groups with interest in the region were represented, and both Tibzaco and Amhalu have served their communities since the time of the Longhouse emperors. With a Khajiit and a Argonian, it stood to reason that I needed to find an imperial. Luckily, Councillor Lobidicus was between jobs with the elder after the Elder Council disbanded. Whew. MC, I've heard rumors that you and the legate sometimes find yourself at odds over certain decisions that they have made. Cece, where did you hear that? Is there someone whose head I need to have lobbed off? Joking, joking. No, I leave the Chamber legates to do their jobs, and they leave me to contemplate those loftier matters I mentioned earlier. I sometimes wish they didn't take up so much room in the castle. But beyond that, I appreciate and support the work of the legates. Even Councillor Lobidicus, who I had issues with during his tenure on the Elder Council. MC, so it's safe to say there's bad blood between you and Councillor Lobidicus? Cece. Wow. Wherever did you get that idea? Governmental officials have disagreements all the time. It goes with the territory. But we both have the interest of Leyawiin and Blackwood at heart, even if we have different approaches to achieve those ends. That's what makes life at court so interesting. MC. Speaking of court, I hear you refused to see High Chancellor Abner Tharm when he visited the city last month. Is that true? Cece. Abner Tharm, or Tham, is a conceited old bastard, and I am more than convinced that he played some role in the unfortunate collapse of our beloved empire and the start of this damn war. He can go to oblivion for all I care. Oblivion. That was the other Elder Scrolls game that I knew about, but it was very confusing to me at the time. So I kind of gravitated more toward Skyrim because it seemed more MMO-ish, but at the time it was too more... At the time, I really wasn't that much into... like I was just a baby starting to get into MMOs, and I wasn't ready for such an open world as it offered. And you are correct, he isn't welcome within the confines of Leyawiin Castle. MC. The Three Banners War. Do you consider Leyawiin to be safe from that ongoing conflict? Cece. As safe as we can be, considering our proximity to the Imperial City, but Captain Rain and the Ivory Brigade have thus far been able to keep the worst of the fighting from reaching our province. I expect the Brigades to maintain the sanctity of our borders until a resolution can be reached. MC. Thank you for your time, Countess Caro. Cece. Oh, think nothing of it. I do so enjoy taking a few moments to share my thoughts with the little people. Provides a break from those loftier matters I must deal with. Quite refreshing in small doses. Oh my god, she said nothing, really. Okay. I've read that one. The Night Mother's Truth by Gaston Bellefort. Although various works have been written on the subjects of both Morrowind's Morag... I'm having the hiccups now. I'm sorry. Tong and Tamarill's more widespread Dark Brotherhood, there remains confusion as to precisely when and how these two feared assassins' guilds formed, or more specifically, when and how the Dark Brotherhood split from the Morag Tong, as the former is widely accepted to have sprung from the latter. The largest portion of Continian seems to be the figure in the Night Mother, a woman whose figures predominantly in both organizations. Though extensive research and interviews and not inconsiderable risk to my own life, for the Dark Brotherhood holds this information sacred, I have finally solved this ages-old mystery. I have finally uncovered the Night Mother's truth. Although her name has been lost to time, the Night Mother was once a mere mortal, a dark elf woman who lived in a small village once located where the city of Bravil stands now, in the imperial province of Cyrodiil. And now I'm yawning. Hopefully I can end the stream soon. She was a respected member of the Morag Tong, and like her fellow members, this woman made her trade as an assassin in service to the Daedric prince Mephala. In fact, the woman held the title of Night Mother, reserved for the highest-ranking female members of the organization. To be Night Mother of a particular sect was to be that group's matron, the favored of Mephala, most respected and feared. However, it was not Mephala who facilitated the transformation from woman to specter, but another, some would say far deeper form of evil, the Sithis, the Dreadlord embodiment of the unending void. Following the Potenet's assassination in 2E 324, strife descended upon the Morag Tong, and the guild was all but eradicated by Cyrodiil and much of the empire. It was shortly after these events that the Dunmer women claimed to hear the voice of Sithis himself. The Dreadlord, she claimed, was displeased. He was unhappy that the Morag Tong lacked success. The Void, he told her, was hungry for souls, and it was her destiny to set things right. And so, according to Dark Brotherhood legend, Sithis vested the Night Mother in her bedchamber and begat her 5 children. 2 years passed before the unthinkable happened. The Dark Elf woman followed through with the Dreadlord's ultimate plan. One night, she murdered her children and set their souls straight to the Void, straight to their father. When they learned of this affront to decency, the people of the village rallied against the woman, for such an act was considered incomprehensible, even for a Night Mother of the Morag Tong. In one night of vengeance, they descended upon the woman, killing her and burning down the house in which the atrocity took place. And that was the end of the story, or so everyone thought. A little more than 30 years later, an unnamed man heard a strange comforting voice inside his very head, just as the Dunmer woman claimed to hear the voice of Sithis inside hers. The voice identified herself as the Night Mother, and named the man Listener, the first of many. And so the unholy matron set her servant on his path. He would found a new organization, a guild of assassins known as the Dark Brotherhood, in service not to Mephala, but to the dread Lord Sithis. The Morag Tong, now serving only in Morrowind, was an artifact of a forgotten age. The Dark Brotherhood would marry business with death. The organization would grow in wealth and power, and the Void would swell with fresh souls. It was, the Night Mother told her listener, the perfect arrangement. In the early days of the Dark Brotherhood, the bodies of the Night Mother and her children were recovered from their original burial site and interred in a crypt beneath the site of her house. And there they remain even today. So if, in your travels, you will find yourself in the city of Bravil and make your way to the statue of the lucky old lady, as is the local custom, know that you stand on sacred, if evil, ground, for you stand above the Night Mother, the unholy matron herself, and your luck has just run out. Okay, let me take a drink. Let's see. And there's stairs down here. I wonder if they all, like, curve round down to the same downstairs so that I don't have to go two different places if there's more books down there. And I'm trying to get to like out of the, technically this is still the learning area, I should say. Okay, I did that one. Before the Gates of Gideon by Wood Sellis. Captain Fabia couldn't help but think, as the noise of several hundred Argonians whipped themselves into a battle fever beyond the city limits rose again, that the tribesfolk were the wronged party in this war. Her people had wandered into their land. They made a settlement without consulting the local tribes, and now they were making a habit of killing Argonians for what? Wow, that voice. Minor crimes such as hunting domestic animals? No one told the Argonians the cattle belonged to the people. This entire situation was the express reason why she had gotten into a shouting match in the courthouse last week. They needed a proper diplomat. She hunkered down behind the stretch of wall that she and her troops were tasked with defending, and wondered, not for the first time, how she had so badly come to misunderstand the description of her own job. She had just wanted to protect her people, or maybe even settle some civilian disputes. Regardless of her original reasoning, Fabia knew that this hiding below the lip of the city's defenses, while an angry Argonian horde wound themselves into a bloodthirsty frenzy, was not the reason she joined the Legionnaires. It started, I almost called her Fabio. Fabia could hear the sounds of the Argonians attacking the other side of the city. The shouted commands of the other squad leaders echoed off the high stone walls, while rocks and arrows pelted the space around them. Where she was standing above one of Gideon's gates, it was deadly quiet. Fabia crouched down below their defenses and walked along the line of her soldiers. She placed a hand on their soldiers and whispered words of encouragement to them as she passed. The air that could reach them up on the parapet was thick with anticipation. Every other wall was under siege, but so far there hadn't even been one flash of movement in front of them. Still, she walked the line, soothing the fears of soldiers, only just old enough to join the Legionnaires, and battle-weary veterans who knew the rhythm of battles and what was coming their way. It wasn't until Fabia got back to her spot just above the gates that Madar Liz leaned over, ears twitching, and whispered the one question that weighed like a rock on her mind. "Do you think your trick will be enough to hold them off?" Fabia thought about the small lamp hung on the hook just outside the city gates. No one on the parapet could see the lamp, but for everyone out in the marshes, especially at this dark hour, it was a beacon. Fabia found the lamp in the swampy wilderness near where she suspected the Argonians' territory started. "I hope so," she sighed, glancing out over the silent swamp. "Otherwise, we'll be overrun." As she spoke, Fabia couldn't stop the relieved smile that pulled over her lips. Out there, in the blackness of the marsh, and the light reflecting off the still pool's water, was a lamp, an imperial lamp. Fabia stood up, made her way down from the parapet. She nodded to civilians as they ran from their homes to the quietest wall of the city. Their goods and children clung tightly in their arms. A few soldiers ran against the flow of the panicked mob, but Fabia didn't. She slipped between their bodies, making her way steadily forward down the dust-filled streets. And before anyone could notice where she was doing or stop her, She threw the gate open. What is she doing? Okay. More books. You can't read the stacks. I noticed that. Persistence of Daedric Veneration by Lady Cinnabar of Tanith. If you believe what the old god Farast of Ilinhir writes in what he's pleased to call his histories, you think that modern society's bias against reverence for the Daedric princes was rooted in some kind of instinctive revulsion against the Lords of Oblivion, and abhorrence based on events of unspeakable cruelty that took place thousands of years ago. This is absurd on the face of it. Ask the peasant in his field, the cobbler in his shop, or the solicitor in his office if he fears the Daedra lords because of the ancient practices of the wild elves, and all you'll get will be a blank look. The peasant, cobbler, and solicitor only fear Daedra and Daedra worship because they've been told by established religion and academia, and because their neighbors believe the same thing. So, Veritas Daedra worship survives in Tamriel only in the level of forbidden cults. On the contrary, it's easy to show the veneration for Daedra is widespread and widely accepted among the folk of Tamriel, despite the desires and opinions of priests and professors. Ask the hunter why he mutters a prayer to Hircine as he draws his bow. Ask the gardener why she asks Mephala to spare her vines from slugs and worms. Ask the guardsman why he invokes the valor of Boethia as he draws a sword, and one does not have to look hard to find worshippers of Sanguine during Carnival, during Camaval. That looks like an M to me. Or Hermias Mora among scholars at any time. What of the Ashlanders of Morrowind, who still venerate the so-called good Daedra? What of the spirit wardens of Menevia, who follow Azura? What of the jovial lambasters of Rimmon, who celebrate Clavicus Veil? What indeed of the Khajiit of the southern realms, rather than abjure of the Oblivion Lords? The catfolk of Eliswir venerate them openly, scarcely drawing a distinction between Aedra and Daedra. The Khajiit recognize the benevolent aspects of the princess, offering them respect at a minimum and often admiration. Azura is a popular object of worship for Khajiit magicians. Zegoroth appeals to the feline taste for wild mischief, and the souls of the dead are placed in the charge of Namira. Yet, Fartas, who would have you believe every mortal in Tamriel cringes in horror at the mention of Daedra, and mocks my own work when I show him up for the charlatan he is. Or can we explain his petty hostility in another way? Was it Veritas himself who approached me at the Dragonstar conclave of antiquarian scholars? Veritas who pointed out it was the 16th of the sun's dawn? Veritas who suggested we meet later that evening to quote unquote appropriately celebrate Sanguine's summoning day. I believe he took it rather personally when I refused his smarmy advances, for it was shortly thereafter that his unwarranted criticism of my work began to appear in the journals. Yes, perhaps therein lies the explanation. Ooh, someone's being shady. Oops. The Cold Harbor Compact. Poor Gilvardel, we still recall. The god of schemes consumed it all. To Cold Harbor went Clockwork God, to bargain the princess sod. They came to mock the tribune small. Came schemer, hunger, hunter, all. Scryer, pariah, destroyer came, and raver and twilight just the same. From dread Daedra save us, from Daedra keep us safe. Forsake the ones that made us, to fight a wrongful fate. They sneered when Clockwork made his demand, till Twilight raised a hand. And what do you offer in return? To keep us from chastising Nim? Then Clockwork whispered long and low, and what he said no mortal can know. From dread Daedra save us, from Daedra keep us safe. Forsake the one that made us, to fight a wrongful fate. Alright, down the stairs. Yeah! Oh, new recipe. Haha. And I'm reading all that I can because you can actually learn stuff from books. And I don't know what books offer that and what don't. So I'm just reading them all just in case. Plus, it's good practice for me to be reading stuff aloud. Oh, is it out here? Yeah. What about the other side? Are there any other... anything I should look at? Or is it both go to Keyrite's gallery? Or gallery? Watch it both go to the same. Yeah, it's the same. Okay, well, now I know.
This is the Keyrite's gallery, but not as I remember it. Now I see why we never managed to unlock the gates. Their power comes from this arcane helix. Amazing. With the helix exposed, these gates can finally reopen. Perhaps not all of them at first, but enough to reach most of Tamriel. The question for you, I suppose, is where to first?
Yeah, it all leads to same area. Okay. Oh. My inventory's full. Oh, I'm like, it said talk to her. Let me... Tori... Oh, I don't need to pick up this stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Can you believe this? Just look around. With this arcane helix exposed, the chamber is positively crackling with magic. The Keyrights Gallery has come to life, and I finally think I know why.
What do you mean? Why did it come to life?
Because of you. Matters in Tamriel are bleak. War rages in Cyrodiil. Daedric princes conspire. Dragons ride the winds of elsewhere. The Second Era needs a savior. I believe the Gallery, perhaps even the Adamantine Tower itself, chose you.
What do you think I should do next?
The Keyrights Gallery opened doors to every corner of Tamriel, places I suspect that desperately need a hero's aid. This choice is yours to make, but wherever you choose to go, I'm sure adventure awaits. May the stars protect you.
Okay.
So, have you chosen where to go? What region of the world strikes your fancy? Not everyone gets to pass instantly from one side of Tamriel to another, you know. This is quite a gift.
Do you plan to use one of the doors as well? Nice.
What, me? No, I've got work to do. The Cinderil will want every bit of this place searched and studied. Since I did the discovering, I'll probably end up leading the effort. Adventure abroad sounds all well and good, but my place is here.
Do you really think fate brought me here?
Well, fate's sort of a clumsy way to put it. No offense. Honestly, we may never know why you were chosen. But I believe there was intention here. Something, whether it be the stars, the gallery, or the tower itself, placed you here for a reason.
And Shiozel, what brought it here?
Perhaps it followed you to prevent you from reaching your... well, destiny sounds a bit too grandiose. Let's just say to stop you from reaching your potential. Then again, maybe the power of this place brought you here to stop Shiozel.
I guess we'll never know.
Probably not. But what's a life without unanswered questions, right? Boring, if you ask me.
Do you think you'll ever unravel the mysteries of this place?
Ha! An elf can hope. Answering that question will probably keep me occupied for the next 100 years. Is the Helix connected to the Adamantine Tower? How does it perceive distant corners of Tamriel? I may never understand it, but I'll do my best.
Any thoughts on where I should go?
It is a bit overwhelming, isn't it? The whole of Tamriel is stretched out before you. We could start with the political considerations. 3 great alliances vie for control of Cyrodiil. Does the fate of the Pact, Covenant, or Dominion interest you?
Yes, I would like to travel in Alliance territory.
Excellent. You can visit Stros Makai in Daggerfall Covenant territory, an island called Kanathi's Ruse that the Aldmeri Dominion set its eyes on, or the Ebonheart Pact's domain.
Okay. What if I do, on second thought, I want to travel outside the borders?
I don't blame you. Interprovincial intrigue is the basis of my whole profession, and even I find it tiresome after a while. I suppose that widens the map a bit.
Where else can I find adventure?
Well, as I said before, threats to Tamriel have grown like weeds practically everywhere. Would you prefer to spend time among my elven kin, the Khajiit of elsewhere, or men of the north and south?
What can you tell me about Elsewhere?
According to our spies, the land of the catfolk is in sorry shape. Imperial holdouts sit upon the throne and a rage of dragons spilled out of the halls of Colossus, burning everything in their path. If it's adventure you seek, you'll find it there.
You mentioned elves too. Where can I find them?
If you take the gate to Vardenfell, you can meet the Dark Elves, and maybe even the God King, Vivek. You could also travel south to Somerset Isle, our ancestral home and the primary seat of power for the High Elves.
Is there work to do on Somerset Island?
Always. Though the natives don't make it easy. High Elves of Somerset don't share the Durrani's pragmatism. They're often too proud to ask for help. But our agents reported some strange activity around the Crystal Tower. It's probably worth a look.
Can you tell me about these realms of men you mentioned?
Certainly. One of these gates appear to go to Western Skyrim, a mythical kingdom of Nords led by King Svargrim. The other leads to Blackwood, at the southern tip of Cyrodiil. Imperial remnants rule there.
What's happening in Western Skyrim?
The Nords of Western Skyrim are inhospitable, to put it lightly. Even so, we've been able to glean a few things. I've read reports about increased vampiric activity in the region. Never a good sign. They need stout adventurers to deal with it.
Okay,
Excellent. You can visit Stros Mackay and
okay. Goodbye. Alright, inventory. Oh, that's what is in there. Alright. I'll wait until I have more room. That's like a no-no. Okay. What is this? Where's the Khajiit?
So, have you chosen where to go? What region of the world strikes your fancy? Not everyone can. It is a bit overwhelming, isn't it? I don't blame you. Interprovincial... Well, as I said before, threats to Tamriel have grown like weeds practically everywhere. Would you prefer to spend time among my elven kin, the Khajiit of elsewhere, or men of the north and south? According to our spies, the land of the catfolk is in sorry shape. Imperial holdouts sit upon the throne and a rage of dragons spilled out of the halls of Colossus, burning everything in their path. If it's adventure you seek, you'll find it there.
Okay. So it's just portals. That's not. That's Western Skyrim. Somerset Isle. Elsewhere.
This portal leads to Elsewhere. The home of the catfolk is well worth visiting, especially in light of recent events. Reports indicate that dragons re-emerged there. Dragons? Hard to believe, but it's true. The Khajiit could definitely use your help.
Okay. Travel to Elsewhere.
The dragon returns! Take cover!
To mighty jaws, claws as long as grain size, and wings so wide they blot out the sun. What it did not eat, it burned.
Dragons are bad enough, but undead tend to go on without any...
We will hunt these necromancers down and end this dragon.
The usurper queen feels secure in Rimmen.
Why come to me about the dragons?
We're about to change that.
What happens next is your own fault.
I suggest you go and bow before Queen Euraxia, before she has you thrown to the dragons.
Ooh. That's kind of spooky. Okay. So yeah, this stream has gone on for almost 3 hours. I did not intend it to go on that long. Okay. I just want to try and find a safe spot to... Oh, I discovered a way shrine. Alright. Way shrines are a fast and inexpensive way to travel. Okay. Alright. O Dragonhorn, O Dragonhorn. Translated from Adept Izadi, Starhaven Record Keeper. The Akavir came one day to Starry Haven. Warriors proud were they, and not a one unshaven. They said that dragons were about, and that we should be wary. We cannot stay, we cannot fight. We'll give you what we carry. A Dragonhorn, O Dragonhorn. With just one many call, any dragon high above will have a mighty fall. A Dragonhorn, O Dragonhorn, you'll stay and tower high, and if the dragons do attack, they'll hear your mighty cry. Alright. So there should be a town close by. Oh no, that's
good can come of that place.
That's a person to talk to. So I'm gonna stick by that's a dragon. So I'll just stick over by this way shrine, and then next time I stream this game, I'll figure out where to go and what else to yeah, what else to do here. So thank you everybody who watched. Thank you for the support, and even if you're watching this as a VOD, still thank you either here or on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, hi, thank you so much. Remember that my current goal is, I've reached my current goal of 75 subscribers on YouTube, so now my new goal is 100 subscribers, and here on Twitch, my current goal is 25 followers, and it looks like last I looked I was up to 22, so I'm very, very close to that goal, and hopefully I will obtain it soon, and then the next goal will be 50. So, as I say on my YouTube channel, that's going to be all for now. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay safe, stay happy, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye!